On the day after the attack, he went to the Rose Garden and said that this was an act of terror. That's what I said. You said in the Rose Garden, the day after the attack, it was an act of terror.
No acts of terror will ever shake the resolve of this great nation.
Oh, very nice.
I want to make sure we get that for the record, because it took the president 14 days before he called the attack in Benghazi an act of terror.
Get the transcript. No acts of terror will ever shake the resolve of this great nation.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
Oh, very nice.
What Governor Romney said just isn't true. He wanted to take them into bankruptcy without providing them any way to stay open. And we would have lost 1 million jobs. And that, don't take my word for it, take the executives at GM and Chrysler.
Oh, very nice.
And Governor Romney says he's got a 5-point plan. Governor Romney doesn't have a 5-point plan, he has a 1-point plan.
Oh, very nice.
And that plan is to make sure that folks at the top play by a different set of rules. That's been his philosophy in the private sector. That's been his philosophy as governor. That's been his philosophy as a presidential candidate.
Oh, very nice.
You can make a lot of money and pay lower tax rates than somebody who makes a lot less.
Oh, very nice.
You can ship jobs overseas and get tax breaks for it.
Oh, very nice.
You can invest in a company, bankrupt it, lay off the workers, strip away their pensions, and you still make money.
Oh, very nice.
And we have fought back for 4 years to get out of that mess. The last thing we need to do is to go back to the very same policies that got us there.
Oh, very nice.
Massachusetts, you stood in front of a coal plant and pointed at it and said, "This plant kills," and took great pride in shutting it down. And now suddenly you're a big champion of coal.
Oh, very nice.
So it's conceivable that Governor Romney could bring down gas prices, because with his policies, we might be back in that same mess.
Oh, very nice.
Governor Romney says these are imaginary jobs. When you've got thousands of people right now in Iowa, right now in Colorado, who are working, creating wind power with good-paying manufacturing jobs. And the Republican senator in Iowa is all for it, providing tax credits to help this work. And Governor Romney says, I'm opposed. I'd get rid of it. That's not an energy strategy for the future.
Oh, very nice.
I got to move you along. And the next question is for you.
He actually got the first question, so I get the last question, last answer on that one.
Actually, in the follow-up, it doesn't quite work like that, but I'm going to give you a chance.
Oh, very nice.
They will not see a tax increase. I'm ready to sign that bill right now. The only reason it's not happening is because Governor Romney's allies in Congress have held the 98% hostage because they want tax breaks for the top 2%.
Oh, very nice.
He was on 60 Minutes just 2 weeks ago. And he was asked, is it fair for somebody like you making $20 million a year to pay a lower tax rate than a nurse or a bus driver, somebody making $50,000 a year? And he said, yes, I think that's fair. Not only that, he said, I think that's what grows the economy.
Oh, very nice.
And when Governor Romney stands here after a year of campaigning, when during a Republican primary he stood on stage and said, I'm going to give tax cuts. He didn't say tax rate cuts. He said tax cuts to everybody, including the top 1%. You should believe him, because that's been his history.
Oh, very nice.
If somebody came to you, Governor, with a plan that said, here, I want to spend $7 or $8 trillion, and we're going to pay for it, but we can't tell you until maybe after the election how we're going to do it, you wouldn't have taken such a sketchy deal. And neither should you, the American people, because the math doesn't add up.
All very nice.
Vast array of who says what study says what. If it shouldn't add up.
All very nice.
I just want to point out that when Governor Romney's campaign was asked about the Lilly Ledbetter bill, whether he supported it, he said, "I'll get back to you."
All very nice.
When he talks about getting tough on China, keep in mind that Governor Romney invested in companies that were pioneers of outsourcing to China.
All very nice.
When members of the Republican Congress say we're going to sign a no-tax pledge so that we don't ask a dime from millionaires and billionaires to reduce our deficit so we can still invest in education and helping kids go to college, he said, "Me too."
All very nice.
When they said we're going to cut Planned Parenthood funding, he said, "Me too."
All very nice.
Obamacare, first thing I'm going to do, despite the fact that it's the same health care plan that he passed in Massachusetts and is working well. He said, "Me too."
All very nice.
And when Governor Romney says the challenge is, well, Obama didn't try, that's not true. I sat down with Democrats and Republicans at the beginning of my term, and I said, let's fix this system, including senators previously who had supported it on the Republican side. But it's very hard for Republicans in Congress to support comprehensive immigration reform if their standard bearer has said that this is not something I'm interested in supporting.
All very nice.
President, have you looked at your pension?
You know, I don't look at my pension. It's not as big as yours, so it doesn't take as long.
Let me give you some.
All very nice.
I came back to what you spoke about
I do
before.
want to make sure
If I could
that
have you sit down, Governor Romney, thank you.
I do want to make sure
All very nice.
his top advisor on immigration is the guy who designed the Arizona law, the entirety of it, not E-Verify, the whole thing. That's his policy.
All very nice.
And then a few days later, I was there greeting the caskets coming into Andrews Air Force Base and grieving with the families. And the suggestion that anybody in my team, whether the Secretary of State, our UN ambassador, anybody on my team would play politics or mislead when we've lost 4 of our own, Governor, is offensive. That's not what we do. That's not what I do as president. That's not what I do as commander-in-chief.
All very nice.
Was for an assault weapons ban before he was against it. And he said that the reason he changed his mind was in part because he was seeking the endorsement of the National Rifle Association.
All very nice.
It's estimated that that will create 800,000 new jobs. Problem is they'll be in China or India or Germany.
All very nice.
In the private sector, Governor Romney's company invested in what were called pioneers of outsourcing.
All very nice.
But I also believe that when he said behind closed doors that 47% of the country consider themselves victims who refuse personal responsibility, think about who he was talking about. Folks on Social Security who've worked all their lives. Veterans who've sacrificed for this country. Students who are out there trying to hopefully advance their own dreams, but also this country's dreams.
All very nice.
Next question is for
Great.
you, so stay
Looking forward to
standing. And it's Catherine Fenton who has a question for you.